This is a scout guide for Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm going to show you how to use scouts, how to refill them, how to get more, etc., how to gather resources with them, how to use them and stuff. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start, okay, we're at the hideout. First thing is you get scouts in the game from doing various things, like through doing the main story, through different upgrades to the hideout and stuff. So at the hideout, one of the things is you'll end up making here, it's actually part of the main story, I think that you have to do it, is you'll end up making this building, the Kakurega, okay? And this building is what you use to refill scouts and different things. And you can upgrade this in order to have additional things for the scouts to do. Then we signed to clear regional alerts and stuff. Anyway, so there's some upgrades for scouts and stuff there. There's also another thing you can do, which is you can open the build menu, and you can go to the stables, and you can upgrade this with wood and hay and stone, which we'll talk about in a second. And doing that will make it so you don't have to use as many scouts when using them to tag resources, which we'll also talk about in a minute. So that's an upgrade there for them. And then also there's the study you can build. I don't have enough materials right now, but it will also give you some more scouts. Okay, so that'll get you started on scouts, some of the buildings with them and stuff like that, and how to do that. Okay, so now we're going to get out of this. So in order to use the scouts, what happens is you can open up the map, and you can look for one of your quests. So go to the objectives, for example, and then if we go to this one, let's say find, okay, let's track it. And then we'll go over here and we track it. When we go over here, well, I don't have the option right now for it, but if you're going to have an option to use the scout to investigate, like I already have this part of the map explored, but if you didn't, you'd have an option at the top left to be like F or something or whatever is on controller. It'll tell you an option. It'll basically send a scout, and then it'll pinpoint the location for you. I think this might depend on your settings. There's a setting to make it so you just always have objectives or not. I'm not sure if that affects it or not. I have that on, so maybe I just always see the objectives. I don't need the scouts. I'm not sure if that's a setting or not, but either way, it'll just literally say at the top left. If not, then you have some setting to where you don't even need the scouts or something, okay? That's how you send them out for that. Now, when you use scouts, you can see at the bottom left of my screen here, it says scouts, and there's 3 white dots. When you use one to do something, it will use the scout, okay? Now, there's multiple ways to refill them, and then we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about resources, okay? So you can also get scouts to get resources, and we'll talk about that. But so in order to refill the scouts, there's 2 ways. At the top right, you can see what season it is, and there's a button for change season. Now, you can't change season, okay? But you can. So you can't do it. What happens is the season changes by playtime. I tried fast traveling around. That did not speed it up at all. So you actually have to play the game or just go AFK, I guess, with your game unpaused. And then it will make it so the next time you fast travel, like once it's ready to change seasons, you'll go into the menu and that change seasons will not be grayed out over there. And you can either do it from the menu right here and it'll change the season, or you can fast travel somewhere and it'll change the season. Doing that will reset a ton of stuff in the game, reset like chests and different things, but also it'll reset all your scouts. The other way that you can refill scouts is with money. So that building that I showed you earlier, the Kakurega, which in my case is right behind my main building, you can go inside of here, and somewhere inside of here, I'm looking for it, I forget where it is. Here it is, this obnoxious looking thing. You can refill scouts with this, okay? Now, my scouts are already full. But if my scouts were not full, you can go here and refill the scouts, and it will cost, I think, like 200 mon. So basically use the in-game money resource, and then that will give you your scouts back. So that's how to refill your scouts if you want to keep grinding with them. Now, let's talk about resources. So I'm going to go to Sakai. There are these red dots on the map. There's also castles and different things that you can go to in order to find these like bundles of resources. I'm going to skip ahead to one of those so I can show you what I mean. So when you go to one of these spots on the map, okay, I've already killed all the enemies here. There were a ton of enemies here, though. You don't have to kill them. You can sneak around, but you're looking for something like this. There's a locked door. It's not always locked for this one. I have the key, though. Sometimes they'll just be open. Sometimes they're not. In the particular case of this one, there was literally this weird, like, mat on the ground. You can kind of see it here, that, like, gray thing. And it had a key sitting on it. Now, sometimes there's keys, sometimes there's not. It actually depends. I mean, some seasons there are, some seasons there aren't. But you'll find these things where it says smuggle resources. And you'll find these in castles. You'll find these in bandit camps and things. And you can hold the button here in order to assign your scouts. And this is where having that stable upgrade is really, really nice, because it halves how many you need. Instead of 2, you need 1 in order to smuggle these. And what that will do is make it so when the season ends, you'll get those resources at your hideout, but it does not automatically go into your inventory. So let me head back to the hideout and show you what I mean, though. So you'll go back to the hideout and you'll fast travel to it. Well, I can't do it from here. I gotta leave this area and then I gotta fast travel. But you're gonna go back to fast travel. I'll show you how to get those after the season ends. So at the hideout, if you go to the west end of the hideout, there's the stables and there's this chest in the stables. So to be very specific on the map is right here. Okay, you go to the stables and you can collect all your resources that you're supposed to get. Now, in my case, I just got Mon, I guess. Oh, maybe it doesn't show it on the right. I don't know. Makes me wonder because I didn't collect them last season before, you know, after the season. So I don't know if it converted them to money or what exactly happened. But that's where you're going to go in order to get those resources that you have gathered like that. And then after, you know, I set those 2 up, I could go and I could refill the scouts real fast. Okay, so you can see if I open the menu at the top right, it shows I have 2 scouts going, and I'm going to get 65 metal or stone or something, whatever that is. Now I can pay the 200 Mon in order to get one of these scouts back. And I have 2 left, so I only used 1 in order to get it now. I could also just refill the other as well. And then we go in there, and it says at the top right, 1, even though I don't even have a scout assigned to it anymore, but I'm still going to get those at the end of the season. And then I could go set up more and more and more of those. I think that about covers it, though. So I think I explained everything. If not, leave a comment, and I'll see if I can answer it. But yeah, that's everything you need to know about how scouts work, how to get more scouts, how to refill scout charges, and everything about scouts in Assassin's Creed Shadows.